Hey, you guys. I was just dropping off my grandson this morning, and we was in the car speaking about, how important it is to know who you are, know where you're going at, and the different things about, education, life, what you want to be when you get older, and how you want to move. And what I loved, I had Googled something, and I was letting them know that the average person in the world is on the 7th and 8th grade reading level, and how important it is for us to every day, even as adults, to pick up a book and read it. And I had told him, I said, when I was younger, I used to read a lot. But then after I started having kids, running around doing different things, I lost the interest of reading. And I was letting them know that, every day at 6 o'clock, just like, 6 o'clock, you'll get together to eat dinner or pray. Every day at 6 o'clock now, we all going to get together as a family and, do a book club. And he was like, Mama, I think that's a great idea. And when he read the things that I had Googled on Google, and what it was stating is that the majority people, in certain races, they on a 5th grade reading level. So what I told him, even if you're not where you're supposed to be at, I just need you to strive to be all that you could possibly be. And just always do your best. And never try to compare or compete with no one. Stay in your lane so you can always feel secure. And I'm going to tell you, when you stop being secure and you stop feeling secure, when you start looking at other people and not staying in your lane, just know that you want more from yourself and your family. And that's what I explained to him. And like I said, I think driving your kids to and from school and having that time to speak with your kids in the morning. And it's like I have them at separate times, but I'm with Gabriel a little longer because Joseph actually go to school a little earlier. And it's really an opportunity to bond and find out what's on their mind, and to find out what's going on in their life, and to drop some jewels on them, because our sons, our daughters, they really, really need us because of all the different things that's out there in this world to distract them. It's crazy, it's crazy like how, you have your kids and you can bring them up right. You can send them to the best schools. You could take them to church. You could teach them right. They could be raised in a 2-family household, but when you get your kids out, no matter where you place them at, one wrong thing could distract your kids in this world. And it could be drugs, it could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be whatever, whatever that's taken to man, that's temptation in this world, because there's a lot of temptation in this world. So I just, let my grandson know today that it's so important to remain focused. Keep your mind on school, keep your mind on your family, keep your mind on money, because you want to keep your mind on God too. And now, that come first in our life. I teach my grandkids about God. I'm a godly person. I teach them about God, but I'm not over religious, like, trying to teach them that they got to go to a church 3 times a week to make it in, or you got to go walk and knock on everybody's door and pass out flyers for you to go to heaven. I don't teach them that. I teach them that, God is love. I teach them that God is love. I teach them that you're supposed to be wearing God on you, wearing them inside of you. So when you get around people, you're different. Not that you got to preach to somebody. It's just that you're different. You really, truly do got the love of God in your heart. So when you got the love of God in your heart, you know how to treat people. So I just think it's so important, and I thank God for the opportunity that He gives me to be able to share these things with my grandkids, who I had custody of for 14 years. And they twins. The 2 boys, they twins, and they got a brother, I got custody of as well. And my granddaughter I had custody of. But, I taught all of them, the 4 grandkids that I raised, I taught all of them to fear God, to love themselves, to work hard, and to trust the process. We're going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. But when you make mistakes, you got to learn how to correct them, and don't blame nobody. When my grandkids wrong and I go up to these schools, or I go to, whatever, I'm going to advocate for them properly, because I know in this world, A lot of people hold a lot of deceitful shit in their heart, you know? So when I advocate for them, especially when they're around people that don't look like us, and I have to advocate for them, I let people know, no, I need to investigate. I need to hear the whole story, see the tapes, run everything back. Because I'm not going to judge my child for something that you say and something that another child say if you don't have proof. Because I'm going to listen to all sides. All sides. So, also, I know when my grandkids telling the truth. You know, it's good to know when someone lying and know when they telling the truth, because kids will lie to you. And you might want to call it a fib. You guys, I've been crying so much, all my eyelashes just falling off again. You know, it's my mother. Yesterday was the date my mom went into the hospital. And I'm just looking at these lashes. I'm about to go wash them off and go get me some more, because I just can't stop crying. But it's okay. Moving right along, we want to teach people to have love in their heart. We want to teach people to treat people good. And that's something you need to put into your kids, because that's why a lot of the black community killing each other. That's why they out here don't got no respect for you. They see you making a little bit of extra money. That's why they out here wanting to rob somebody. When you can teach your own kids to hustle. You can teach your own kids to get out there and get them a job at a young age. You can teach them to get their working papers. And guess what? Stop glorifying when your kids doing wrong. A lot of times we want to glorify when the kids doing wrong. Don't glorify when your kids doing wrong. Teach them that they wrong. Teach them that it's not right to kill each other. Teach them that it is right to love your sister and your brother and respect your parent. But you can't wait till a child 13, 14 years old to teach them that. You got to be putting that in their heart while they're young. And that's something I did. I put in my grandkids' heart to love everybody. Treat everybody good. What I did do successful is raise a free-spirited child. And that's something that I wanted to do. I didn't want, to raise them, you know, that they so controlled that they don't have free will to feel the way they, want to feel. Because I got raised, like that, coming up in a Pentecostal home. I got raised that, no, you in the church, you're going to dress this way, you're going to look this way, you're going to feel this way. And if you don't, you're going to hell. That's how I got raised. And I'm going to tell you something, in any religion, I think that's the worst thing to do to a kid, to sit there and pump all your religion into a kid and they don't have a free will of thinking. Love God. I gotta put my phone down. Yeah, you can love God. You can love God and different things. The cops was coming. I had to put my phone down. You can love God and love God, respect God, respect your family, teach these kids these things. But at the end of the day, no, you ain't above nobody. You're not above nobody. You ain't above your friends. It was something that I learned that when I was working 24 hours a day. And when I was working 24 hours a day, someone had told me, no man is better than their friend. What I could do, you could do. What you could do, I could do. So we all getting paid the same amount. And I look at that broader than that. In a broad way. We all bleed the same way. We all bleed the same way. We all move the same way. God wake us up the same way, unless you got an ailment or something. So it's you gotta know that no man and you're not no better than no one. Your kids ain't better than mine. And that's the issue with America. One race think that they better than the next race. And then you got what people don't like to speak about, especially in the black community. When black people go to school, or they might live in a better area, or they might drive a better car, they think they better than other people, other blacks. Just because you live better, just because you dress better, just because you have more, it doesn't make you better. And that's the part where people need to humble themselves. And a lot of people don't understand that. You're not, that's why people don't like you. I don't care how nice you might be to the people that you like to be around, and you choose to be around a group of people that you choose to be around, but you're not no nice person if you look down on people, and sometimes these people is that type of person that they just gonna have one ghetto friend to make them feel good about themselves. I'm gonna have one ghetto friend. Nah. It don't work that way. So I just wanted to let you know that. And that was something I was sharing with my grandson and my grandsons today about loving themselves and doing what you need to do to educate yourself. And you need to know the dynamics, and you need to know the graphs and the scales of education and everything that's going on in this world. Because we might don't say it's a competition, which it shouldn't be a competition, but America is a competition. And that's why it's so hard for people. And that's why so many different things happening with people, because it was built on that. You know, America was built on that. You guys have a blessed day. I'm about to run in here and get me a coffee from McDonald's. And guess what? They coffee's $1 today. They got dollar coffees at McDonald's, you guys. All right, you be blessed and have a nice day.